I have been researching diet and nutrition for about a year now, and I have made tremendous progress in my diet, and I feel a lot healthier, and I feel a lot better. My digestion is a lot better. I'm more energized, and all these things. And so, are legumes healthy? In this video, I'm going to tell you basically why people say they are healthy and why I don't think they are that healthy. It's going to be like 6 reasons. So, if you want the full picture, then I would advise for you to watch the whole video. So, what are legumes? Legumes are soybeans, lentils, peas, chickpeas, beans, these things. And people say they are healthy because they are they have protein, I don't know, carbs. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I heard. And yeah, like nutrients, which I'm gonna tell you about later. Yeah, what nutrients they have. Um, so protein, they are not that good of a protein source at all, actually, because plant protein is not very bioavailable for humans. They, for one, they don't have all the amino acids that we need, and even if they do have some, it's not in a very good proportion, or not a good amount, which is actually useful. And so carbs, yeah, you can get carbs from them, but I mean there are a lot better carb sources. And people also say like, oh, it has like nutrients, some nutrients, but it's like actually they have barely some nutrients. And so yeah, pretty much these are the things that I heard people say that why you should eat them. And let's start with why I don't think they are that good of an idea. First of all is the anti-nutrients. These are pretty much found in all plant foods except fruits. And so these are things that the plant makes to make you to not eat them, because plants don't want you to eat them. No, and no living creature on this planet wants to like die and all these things. And so plants protect themselves by making defense chemicals, which makes you basically have problems when you eat them. And one of the anti-nutrients or defense chemicals in legumes are called saponins. And saponins are basically anti-nutrients which are made by the plant so that you cannot digest them, and so that they can come out in your poop and they can grow in there as basically having a fertilizer. And so that's the role of saponins. And it has actually been shown in human models to cause leaky gut. And so this is just one of the anti-nutrients, but there are quite a few other ones as well, like phytic acid and these things, which bind to minerals, which makes you not able to absorb it. And so that's one of the biggest problems, honestly, because I mean, to be honest, the other ones aren't that good either. But I just wanted to start with this one because this is unavoidable. Even if you buy the organic, the, I don't know, perfect quality, all these things, they are still going to have anti nutrients because this is just the nature. That's it's naturally in them, and this is, by the way, true for almost any kind of plant, except like fruits, because the plant actually wants you to eat the fruit. So fruits have usually less anti-nutrients. And so yeah, this just makes you not able to access the nutrients and anything that you would actually get from it. And so you just basically eat them, you don't get any nutrients from them, you poop them out, and it causes things like leaky gut. So I don't see a reason why you would want to eat these things. The second is phytoestrogens. Phytoestrogens are compounds which act as estrogen in our bodies as well. And some people say that, okay, it's not that crazy. I mean, soy is one of the most estrogenic foods on the planet. And some people say it's not that bad. Some people say it's actually very bad. Some research shows that. And to be honest, even if it's not that bad, I would rather not eat it and not get the negatives, the potential negatives, than eat it and get the potential negatives while not getting any positives. Because, as I said earlier, the protein is not complete, so not a complete protein as animal protein would be, like meat or eggs or dairy. So it's basically you don't get much protein from it. You don't really get nutrients from them either because there are anti-nutrients, and so they are not bioavailable for you. And so I would rather not eat them and not get the estrogenic effects potentially than to eat them and get estrogenic effects and the other negatives as well. So that's just what I wanted to say to you. There is good evidence that they are pretty estrogenic, which, if you don't know, estrogenic means that it's gonna lower your lower your testosterone and increase your estrogen. And even for women, you don't want that, because most people don't know that, but even women have actually higher testosterone levels than estrogen levels naturally, and that is completely good and normal. And so you don't want to like reduce your testosterone too much, or pretty much not at all. And in the modern like environment, pretty much almost everything lowers your testosterone. That's why nowadays we have the most like serious epidemic of low testosterone on the planet. And even teenagers, even me, to be honest, it really hurts to say, but nowadays pretty much everyone has low testosterone. Just 100 years ago, we used to have 1,000 or even higher, or great grandparents used to have way higher. Nowadays, the normal is like 400 nanograms per deciliter, which is very low. So I would rather not eat them. The next thing is, and so that's what estrogenic compounds do. So yeah, which are, by the way, other like plastics are similar as well, but just on a side note. The third thing that I wrote down is mold. These are actually more common than you would think, because they are stored for a long time, they can get humid sometimes. And yeah, I mean, this is not present in every case, but it can be if you don't buy like very good quality food. And so obviously mold is very not good for you. And by the way, I just want to mention here that I have a community and I have a coaching in the description if you're interested, because you might be interested in this kind of nutrition and this topic, this health topic, if you watch this video. There's no pressure, but I just wanted to mention to you in case you were interested. The next thing is pesticides. And pesticides are, for example, atrazine, glyphosate. These are the most common pesticides, and these are available in, or like, yeah, available in everywhere. Like, I used to think that, oh, these are like a like US kind of thing, because I live in the Europe, I live in Hungary, and so I thought it wasn't really present here. But no, it actually is. It's actually present pretty much everywhere you go on the planet. And so if you don't buy organic, but even with organic, most organic foods are just sprayed with organic pesticides, which is better, still a lot better than the normal pesticides, but it's still eh. So to be honest, pesticides are very not good for you. Like, pesticides gonna cause cancer. They also lower testosterone. Like, all these modern things like pesticides, BPAs, PFAs, these forever chemicals, these phytoestrogens, these are all going to lower your testosterone, which is very not good for you. It's very bad for you. And so Pesticides are also going to cause cancer. They can even cause brain damage or ADHD and these things along, and other artificial ingredients can also cause these, like the artificial colors and these things. And so I would just, if I ever eat any kind of legumes, which I probably won't, I would only eat organic. So yeah, the fifth thing is heavy metals. And many people don't know this actually, but plants accumulate heavy metals very, very well. And so we are all said, pretty much everyone knows that fish has quite a lot of heavy metals because in the ocean and all these things. But people don't tell you, like the vegans don't tell you that plants actually do have a lot of heavy metals, even not just the legumes, all grains, all um, leafy greens. Fruits are the ones which are, like, if you want to eat plants, fruits are the best choice because fruits usually have all of these, like, low levels of all of these toxins. And so these plants have a lot of heavy metals. They accumulate them very well. But it's mostly, to be honest, is because of our industrialization and how we have way more heavy metals in the soil, because just 100, 200 years ago we didn't used to have this much, and so the plants did not have this much heavy metals. And one of the big ones, which it contains a lot, is cadmium, but even other ones like arsenic and these things are present in these foods, sadly. And so heavy metals are associated with pretty much every single negative health outcomes that you could think of, like cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, all these things. So yeah, just be aware. Don't eat too much because you can actually get pretty high levels of heavy metals from plants. like vegans don't tell you this, huh? And so the last thing is that they have no nutrients. And so I would say you want to organize your diet in a way where you actually get nutrient dense foods. And I would say that you shouldn't have foods which have no nutrients or very, very low nutrients in them, if not for a specific reason. So, for example, I eat rice. And I eat rice because I'm trying to bulk up, I'm trying to put on muscle and weight. And it is the cleanest, highest calorie carb source which I can eat, which has the lowest amount of anti nutrients, lowest amount of all these, like, I mean, it has some arsenic, but it has the lowest amount of all these defense chemicals. And so, if not for this kind of reason, then I would advise for you to not eat foods which are not very, like, nutrient dense. And so, what are the nutrient dense foods, if you might ask? These are meat and eggs, dairy. Fruits can be good nutrition. I mean, it's not nowhere near as nutrient dense as these three, but you can eat fruits. They are not completely empty carb sources because they have potassium, vitamin C, some other minerals they can have, depends on what kind of fruit you eat as well. They can also have some other things like copper, or no, no, not copper, uh, phosphorus. No, wait, is it that? Oh shit, I forgot. Whatever. So that's not the point, but yeah, so they have no, like, legumes have no nutrients in them pretty much, only like very trace amounts, but we can barely even get them from the plant. And this is actually true for most of the other plants. This is true for leafy greens. Like, people tell you spinach is very nutrient dense, when actually, in theory, it's less nutrient dense than meat, by the way. But in theory, if you could get all those nutrients, then it would be like kind of okay. But actually, you can't, because it's not bioavailable. Iron in them, for example, many people say it's iron, but it's not heme iron. And if it's not heme iron, then it's not actually bioavailable pretty much at all. And so it has many other similar things with plants. And so I would just advise for you to construct your diet in a way where you actually focus on nutrients, especially if you're not in a caloric surplus. If you, I mean, calories are not even that real, but um, that's maybe another point. But if you don't eat much more than you would actually normally eat, if you're, especially if you're in deficit, you really need to focus on nutrients, because like you eat less food literally, so you have less potential to get the nutrients that you otherwise need. And so I would advise for you to make most of your diet meat, eggs. You can eat some other things as well. You can eat, definitely eat fruits. You can eat some low, like toxic, I would say, vegetables as well. Even if you eat, to be honest, if you eat vegetables, that's still a lot better than eating junk foods, processed foods. So if you really want them, then you can eat them. But I'm just saying that they are not essential. You should only eat them if you really want them. But yeah, and as I said earlier, I eat some like rice. I eat some sourdough bread, but because they are more clean carb sources. So yeah, this is pretty much all I could, all I know about these things. Maybe if you have some other concerns about legumes, then you can tell me in the description. But yeah, so as I said earlier, if you're interested in my program or in coaching, then check out the link in the description. And I hope I could have helped. And see ya.